guilty. He's not going to forget anything that's been done here. Go ahead.
Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun.
See, the eyes of the Lord is 10,000 times brighter than the sun. He sees everything because he's omnipotent. No creatures are hidden from his sight, but all things are open to the naked eyes of him to whom we must give an account.
Read. Beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts.
He knows about the secret parts. He knows about everything. Let me give you a flyer, sis. Let me give you one. There's nobody hidden from his sight. This day is being recorded. Every time Christ said, where two or more gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst. He's in the midst right now. Read.
He knew all things ere ever they were created, so also after they were perfected, he looked upon them all.
He knew about all of it because he's the one that created all of this. You guys have gotten mixed up with this pride, and pride comes before the fall. Go ahead.
This man shall be punished in the streets of the city, and where he suspected not, he shall be taken.
And see, he's just coming like a thief in the night. That's why he says you're going to be taken. You're going to be taken. That's why he said you're not going to know where this is coming from. Go ahead.
Sirach 42, verse 19, verse 18. He seeketh out the deep and the heart, and considereth their crafty devices, for the Lord knoweth all that may be known.
See, the Lord, he knows all that may be known. See, you guys think you're scholars and think because you got a PhD, or you got a bachelor's degree, or you got this MBA, you think you know something. He said the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. He said, for as it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. Read.
For the Lord knoweth all that may be known.
See, the Lord knows all that may be known. Read.
And beholdeth the signs of the world.
And he beholds the signs of the whole world. He sees everything. This is why you guys, you're going to be greatly confounded in a minute. Read.
He declared the things that are past and for to come, and revealed the steps of hidden things.
And it's because he declares the end from the beginning. This is what he's talking about here. He declares the end from the beginning, and his counsel is going to stand, whether you guys like it or not. Everything in this Bible is coming to pass. This is why the world this whole place is falling apart. This is the Most High God at work. Read.
No thought escapeth him, neither any word is hidden from him.
And nobody's thoughts he knows about these wicked thoughts that you got going. Oh, those African, look at those guys over there. He knows all about it. He knows how you have this perpetual hatred, this everlasting hate. The Most High knows about all of it. And you guys are going to get punished in a minute. Read.
He hath garnished the excellent works of his wisdom, and he is from everlasting to everlasting.
Because he's the one that's from everlasting to everlasting. He's the one that created the heavens and the earth. This is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that we're talking about, the only God. There is no other God. Read.
Unto him may nothing be added, neither can he be diminished, and he hath no need of any counselor.
And the Most High has no need of any counselor. That's why it says hey, how you doing, Joker? How you doing? That's why it says he has no need of a counselor. That's Isaiah 9. Let's see, the wonderful counselor. Let's see, he's got that documented too, how he is the wonderful counselor. Let's see. Remember that one?
Isaiah 9, verse 6, for unto us a child is born.
But unto us a child is born. That's Christ. Christ of Mashiach. Read.
Unto us a son is given.
And to us a son was given. Read.
And the government shall be upon his shoulder.
And the government was upon his shoulders. He's the one that died for the Israelites. Read.
And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor.
And that's the Wonderful Counselor. Christ of Mashiach, the one that created the heavens and the earth. Read.
The mighty God.
The mighty God.
The everlasting Father.
The everlasting Father.
The Prince of Peace.
And that's the Prince of Peace, because he's going to make peace once he takes care of all of our adversaries. Then we're going to have peace that surpasses all understanding once he takes care of all these people here that hate us. Read.
Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end.
That's going to be an everlasting kingdom. That's never going to end. This kingdom of Christ, David's kingdom, this is never going to end once this kingdom comes, and he's ushering it in as we speak. Read.
Upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth, even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. The Lord sent a word into Jacob, and it hath lightened upon Israel.
And that's who he chose. He chose Israel from the foundation of the world. And that covenant is not going to change because you guys didn't like it. You wanted to oppress God's people, but it's not going unpunished. He's going to take care of all of his adversaries, every single one of them.
Daniel 2, Daniel 2 verse 44, and in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed.
And he's ushering in that new Jerusalem as we speak. This kingdom is coming in. This place is almost out of here.
And the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
Christ is not sharing with no one else, because you guys didn't share nothing with his people. You guys didn't share nothing with us. And he's not sharing with nobody else when this kingdom comes in.
But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
And this kingdom is going to stand forever after he takes care of all the adversaries that hate him, because you guys hate Christ. Because Caesar Borgia, the one you got hanging up in those churches, the one Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo painted, that's not Christ. We got the depiction of Christ in the Bible.
Revelations 1 verse 1, the revelation of a Mashiach.
This is the revelation of the one that you call Jesus Christ. This is what he looked like.
Yahawah, which God gave unto him to shew unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass.
Because everything in this Bible is coming to pass. He declares the end from the beginning, and his counsel is going to stand. Read.
And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John, who bare record of the word of God. Verse 14, his head and his hairs were white like wool.
And this is what Christ looked like. He said his hairs on his head and his hairs on his beard, they were white like wool. Because when men get older, they start to get that grayish white look. Read.
As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Because it was custom for the Jews to drink wine, but only in moderation. Christ was not a drunkard. Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
And their feet like unto fine brass, because that's a derivative of brown. Christ was he was a dark-skinned man. Read.
As if they burned in a furnace.
This is how dark he was. He was so dark as if he burned in a furnace. But you guys have this hate. So it's everybody that's dark, and you're going to pay the price. Christ is getting ready to destroy all these nations. Read.
And his voice as the sound of many waters.
And his voice was like the sound of many waters, because he had to speak loud to try to get to these rebellious Israelites. They wouldn't listen. Read.
Revelations 2 verse 18, and unto the angel of the church in Thyatira write, these things saith the Son of God, who hath his eyes like unto a flame of fire.
And that flame of fire, it only means because he drank wine. It was custom for the Jews to drink wine, but it was in moderation. It wasn't no laser beams coming out of his eyes. He just drank wine in moderation. Read.
And his feet are like fine brass.
And his feet was like fine brass. This is the depiction of Christ. So why do you got Caesar Borgia in that hanging up in all your churches? See, he said, there should be no other God before me. These were commandments from the foundation of the world, but nobody wanted to take heed. So get ready for that recompense that's coming upon the whole world. Read.
Daniel 10 verse 5, then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Upas.
And that was Daniel having a depiction of Christ. This was Daniel even talking about Christ. Read.
His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning.
An appearance of lightning, because Christ had so much wisdom. He was illuminated. This is why it was the appearance of lightning on his face, because he had so much wisdom. Read.
And his eyes as lamps of fire.
And his eyes as lamps of fire, because he drank wine in moderation. This is the depiction of Christ in the Bible. Read.
And his arms and his feet like in color.
And his arms and his feet like in color. Read.
To polished brass.
To that brown, to that brass burned in the fire. That's how dark Christ was. So get ready for your recompense. All you wicked people, just get ready for it. This place is almost out of here. Go ahead.
And the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude.
Because Christ spoke very loud. He spoke loud because he had to get his point across the way we're speaking. He said to cry aloud and spare not. Lift up our voices like a trumpet and he said to show his people their transgressions.
Daniel 7 verse 9, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit.
Now this is Daniel having the depiction of God himself. God, Yahawah, the one sitting between the cherubims. Yahawah. This is Daniel having a vision of Yahawah. Read.
Whose garments was white as snow.
And his garments was white as snow because that's purity. That's what white is. Pure. You guys aren't white. You guys are red. It has your had when you guys came in Genesis. Genesis 25, it has you guys when you came in through Isaac and Rebekah. This is when you guys came into existence, and then you were pushed up into the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia. Read.
And the hair of his head like the pure wool.
And the hair of Christ's face was like the pure wool. Now, let's see. Let's play some Jeopardy. Who has wool on the planet? Let's see. Who has that woolly hair? Let's see. Take a look over here. Who has the woolly hair? Go ahead.
His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire.
And see, it's not going to change because you guys didn't like it. It's not going to change. And because you did all of this, let's go to the fire. Let's see now what's coming. Let's see.
Malachi 4 verse 1, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven.
The day is coming that's going to burn as an oven. Those ICBM missiles are going to make this place burn as an oven. Read.
And all the proud.
And all you proud people. Let's see what God said about all you proud people.
Yeah, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble.
He said all you proud people and all of you that like to do this wickedness, he says you're going to be stubble in a minute. Read.
And the day that cometh shall burn them up.
And that day is coming. Just the Most High has to give that order. And then it's over for this place. Read.
Saith the Lord of hosts.
Saith the Lord of hosts. Read.
That it shall leave them neither root nor branch. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings.
And see, we're gonna be just fine. And we're gonna grow up as calves of the stall after he takes care of all of his adversaries on this planet. He's gonna take care of every single one of them. Read.
And ye shall grow forth and grow up as calves of the stall, and ye shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet.
This is what you guys have to look forward to, getting burned up. This is what the Most High God says you got coming. So live it up. It's almost over.
In the day that I shall do this, saith the Lord of hosts. Matthew 26, verse 6. Now when Mashiach was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When the Mashiach understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall so this, that this woman hath done, be told for memorial of her.
And with that, we're going to give all honor and glory to Yahawah Shai. Kwam Yasharallah!
Kwam Yasharallah!